Hello, everyone. This is Stage Freaks, and welcome to Murder Mondays. I'm Jacob,
I'm Bailey.
and today we're going over H.H. Holmes. And I'm not the one who did the research for this, so Bailey, you're the star.
Yes, because this was my idea, which I stole from Miss Wellscott. So thank you so much, Miss Wellscott, for creating this for forensics, because if it wasn't for you, this show wouldn't exist.
And I would not be doing a lot of research on people who've stabbed, shot, etc. to other people.
All right,
All right,
so let's
all right,
begin.
you're the star.
Okay, so who H.H. Holmes was, he was considered to be America's very first serial killer, as there was no other records to people that came before him in America. Yes, there's other serial killers in other countries that definitely came before him, but he's considered to be America's very first. So, H.H. Holmes was born Herman Webster Mudgett on May 16, 1861, to a wealthy family in Gilmanto, New Hampshire. What's that face for?
Mudgett. Mudgett. Okay, whose last name again? I know when we initially did like the first attempt at filming this, I died laughing doing Mudgett. I
And
still don't understand.
again, like I said in the first take of filming, they were probably a family of immigrants who either kept their immigrant name or changed it to that. It was the late 1800s. Everybody had weird names.
Again, no, not everyone had to have weird names. Maybe. I want to know if there's someone just named something absolutely random.
You could probably Google it. Let's be real.
No, I'll Google it later. It's worth it.
Can I continue, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So he grew pretty normal, but there were rumors going around when he was a kid that he used to basically cage animals and like dissect them. But granted, those were rumors, so they were never confirmed to be true. So he went to the University of Michigan, and he actually almost didn't graduate because a woman decided to come up and basically say that he made a false promise of marriage to her. Yeah. Mind you, this woman was a widow who decided to come up and basically say, oh, hey, listen, this dude said he was gonna promise to marry me and then didn't, so.
I mean, promising to marry is a whole weird ball game. Like, yeah, it's just like, here you go. I promise to marry you. You can always change that. Especially, I don't think he was engaged, unless. And
It never said he was engaged to this woman.
all right, then she's probably just crazy.
But granted, the guy did have 3 wives in his lifetime. So the
You make
woman
a good point.
could have been correct. All right.
We'll find out.
So also, while he was at the University of Michigan, he started med school, and that's where his love for killing kicked in, especially when he held his very first scalpel and basically dissected his very first body.
Always got to start somewhere. I mean,
I don't want to agree with you, but sadly, you are correct.
you're gonna have to because I think there's gonna be a lot of serial killers like these, just like, ooh, doctor turns to stab stab. I'm going to get punched when I see you again.
Oh, you're screwed the minute we get next to each other.
Especially during the supernatural episodes, but I'll save for later.
So done during those. All right. So after he graduated from the University of Michigan, he headed over to Chicago and decided to change his name to H.H. Holmes and opened up his own business. While he was also there, he built a hotel down the street from the 1883 to 1884 World's Fair, and it was deemed the murder castle due to how it was built. It was built with soundproof rooms that would release lethal gas, immediately killing whoever was in the room. There were trap doors, and basically in the walls, like it could open up and immediately drop a body to the basement. Also in the basement, there were a crematorium and acid baths where it would remove the skin of the victim he just killed.
So Sweeney Todd without the pies.
Actually, to be quite honest with you, I think Sweeney Todd was based off of it, but yeah.
Sweeney Todd without the pies. He just didn't want to make the extra profit for that one.
Granted, this man wasn't killing to get revenge.
True, he was probably doing it for like what some killers say is sport or fun to them. I mean, scary part of humans.
Exactly. So if he didn't want to remove the skins of the victims immediately, he would sell their organs on the black market. Then he would remove the skins and basically use their skeleton and sell them to med schools to get money. Yeah. And oh, here's another thing. He was a artist and made sure all of his workers had health insurance. So basically, when he killed them, he received all their money. He also basically did the same thing with women, where he would propose to them and then basically kill them a few months after getting engaged. So he would get their money or her family's money.
He's making bank in the really wrong way.
Well, he was a con artist, Jacob, and a murderer. Mix
He's
those two.
also a doctor.
Hmm?
Isn't he a doctor?
Yeah, he has a doctorate's degree from University of Michigan.
Then he has money.
Still, people do sick things. It's just sadly the world we live in.
Jeez. This is making me depressed. Oh no.
Welcome to Murder Mondays.
Yay.
All right, so he went on this entire insurance scheme with a man named Ben Peitzel, and they went to 6 different states to basically scam people into giving them money. And actually, Holmes ended up going to jail in St. Louis when they returned to Missouri for a short time. Peitzel got away without seeming like he was involved with Holmes at all. So when Holmes got out of jail, he got pissed when he found out Peitzel was running the scam without him and basically taking on the money for himself. So he killed him. And then he proceeded to go to Peitzel's wife in Indiana and then lied to her, saying that he was still alive and he was hiding. But to basically keep Peitzel's wife from talking, he gave her 500 of the money he received from Peitzel's death. He also got concerned that one of Peitzel's 5 children would find out what he was doing with their mother and then immediately run to the authorities, so he killed 3 of them.
He went on an Anakin. He killed the younglings. Sorry, that was a sick joke.
Can you bring Jocelyn in so she can throw something at you?
No. No, I cannot.
You are screwed, dude.
Always.
So he only managed to get rid of 2 of the bodies fully. The third one, which is the youngest, of Howard Peitzel, he basically dissected the young boy's body and then tried to burn the bones. Some of the bones weren't burning, so he basically buried them throughout the property of the cottage. It's still considered an active crime scene today because some of the remains of the boy weren't found. They only found his jawbone with his teeth on it.
It's so they got like dentists to prove that. Oh shit.
Yeah, and Holmes ran to Boston after he killed the 3 kids. He
Huh.
went from Indiana to Boston.
So he decided to say, screw it, if I want to have any chance of this not getting out, go to a state I'm not in.
Basically. Well, that's what happens when you commit murder. You go on the run and try not to be found by the police.
True, but honestly, he's doing stuff kind of carelessly as well.
hmm So he got convicted in Boston, but he was tried for the murder of Howard Peitzel in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And when he was officially convicted, he confessed to 27 murders, but only 9 of them could be confirmed, since the other people were still walking around alive. But this is where it gets interesting. It's possible his murder count goes up to 200.
Wait a minute. Okay. So he went from what looks like, you know, a small amount of confirmed kills to the stuff he said, but is clearly a lie, to
He had a freaking murder hotel in Chicago. You can't say there weren't more bodies.
but like these people obviously went missing unless they had no family.
Unless their family was with them and they got off too, or they thought the person ran away or something. It wasn't fully confirmed. It's not confirmed that it's possible it goes up to 200. It's just the estimated number due to his murder castle. Because I'm sorry, if you built a freaking murder castle with a crematorium and pools of acid in the basement, you're not killing like freaking a person. No, you're often probably any person that walks through the door giving you money.
That is mentally disturbed, but it's just like if he like ran like this as a hotel type way, it would make sense for him to finish them off at the end when they have to check out, right? Or did he just let them go in and just like, okay, screw your paycheck, I'm gonna just kill you and steal your money there?
Unless some of the workers were in on it. It's it's unknown. There isn't much detail given.
I
So
mean, you did say
yeah,
Sweeney Todd. This kind of like inspired like Sweeney Todd, right? So there could have been a Mrs. Lovett, if I'm correct.
don't know.
Might have been. Who knows?
But so the 9 kills that were confirmed, 7 of them were girls and 2 of them were boys.
Hmm. This is what we call sexism. Clearly.
As a woman, I want to hit you.
This is gonna be edited out. Don't worry about it.
Oh no, it's not. You're keeping this in.
Well, also we gotta add to like the what probably he did feel like, because this was the 1800s.
It was the late 1800s, and when he was eventually killed, it was about 8 years away from the turn of the 20th century.
So he was active, like killing people during the women's suffrage movement.
Yes, I think so. Listen, I just did research on him, not the time period. So,
I mean, I'm blaming it on this man might have been a little bit sexist in how he killed people.
granted, as much as it pains me to say as a woman, women were the easiest target back then. Women are sadly still considered the easiest target today.
I don't mess with the women in my life. They're way too strong for me. And also, I respect them. Respect women. Listen to what PewDiePie and everyone else fucking tells you to.
Oh, Jacob, I know you respect us because if you didn't, well, this notebook somehow would go through my phone and hit you.
I don't doubt you could pull that off.
You know, I can easily text Jocelyn and just have her walk in and do it for me.
I have a sword in my room. Let's not test her abilities.
All right, so continuing on. He was put to death by hanging on May 7th, 1896 in Philadelphia. Now, before he died, he actually wrote a book about his life. And in this book, he said the devil was by his side since the day he was born, which I'm sorry, I'm not believing you went on this murder spree because you were possessed. Yes, sometimes it looks like it is a possibility, but me, especially a person who is believer in all this supernatural crap, like I have holy water on my dresser over there. I'm not even shitting you. um, like I don't buy that. I don't.
I mean, I can't believe he's been possessed by any sort of devil. I think he's trying to get any remote sympathy. I I just don't think a man this deranged, starting from where he was, could possibly just say, "Oh yeah, it's the devil. It's just his fault. Don't worry about it, guys. I'm actually a decent person when I'm not possessed," or something.
I mean, so I'm we're now into the pop culture section, so I'm just gonna say it. So Ghost Adventures did an episode on him in the house where he murdered the three young kids of Ben Peitzel. And basically they were getting like information on soldiers. What it's talking about is a soldier of hell. So it's basically a person who's committed enough sins in their life to basically get deemed to hell and become like the right hand man of Satan. So maybe it was believed he was an actual cultist and he fully believed that the devil was right there next to him. But we'll never know because we don't know what fully went on in the mind of that man.
I don't think I want to know what went on in the mind of him. He killed children, and as much as I did joke about him pulling an Anakin and killing younglings, he did kill literal children. He's kind of messed up.
Dude, he's messed up in general. He used to skin people's bodies and then sell their skeletons to freaking medical schools. Like, there are probably medical schools that had actual human beings hanging from a little display thing so students could learn.
You do know that's actually a common practice, right?
Yeah, I do know, but still, he, like, killed innocent people. It isn't like this person passed on from natural causes.
Yeah. I mean, it
Like,
gets a little weird in like bio class when you see just a skeleton and just be like, that could be someone.
could be real. We'll never know.
Who knows?
All right, so I already started pop culture, but now I will continue on into pop culture. So, his great grandson actually wrote a book about everything his great grandfather ever committed. So, that is where the possible 200 number comes from. It also comes from the authorities at the time. They found out about the murder castle. That's why they're assuming he killed more people.
I mean, if there was room to have 200, that could make sense. Like,
Yeah,
that's the most logical sense I could put it.
yeah. So his great great grandson wrote that book. There's a character based off of him in American Gothic by Robert Bloch. That surprised me because I didn't think there would be a character based off of him in American Gothic of all things, but now that makes the most sense. Um, there is a TV show that came out in 2019 on Hulu called The Devil in the White City, and DiCaprio and Martin Scorsese teamed up on it. And it's basically talking about the 1883 to 1884 World's Fair. And it's basically Holmes and another person about all the killings like they did together. I can't remember the other person's name and I so should have wrote it down. But oh well. And then the final one is my personal favorite. If you've ever seen American Horror Story, especially the 5th season, Hotel Cortez is based off of the Murder Castle. And James Patrick March, who is played by Evan Peters, is based off of H.H. Holmes himself because he constructed the hotel with ways to easily kill people, ways to easily hide a body, like trapdoors, long hallways, like stuff like that. So, and even the creator of the show himself said we did base him off H.H. Holmes a little. So I found that interesting because I'm an American Horror Story fan, and they tend to base certain characters off of actual serial killers. Their
And
recent season had the Night Stalker in, so I found that cool too.
I
Yeah,
mean, they have a lot of interesting characters, and I wouldn't be surprised if they included this man because he's honestly as screwed up as like Tate Langdon or Michael Langdon for that matter.
don't don't compare them to my babies. Leave them alone.
I mean, shoot yourself. All right. Does that bring us to the end of the episode, though?
That brings us to the end of the episode. So next week, Jacob, well, 2 weeks actually, Jacob will be tackling the Zodiac, a killer who terrorized the West Coast from the late 60s to the early 70s, and to this day is still not known.
Yeah. For all we know, he could be like an 80-year-old man at this point, if I'm correct, math-wise.
Possibly. You'll find out in your research.
I'll find out if like there's anything or any leads on him because I don't think there was.
There was. You'll
All
see.
right. I'll see. But
All right.
anyways,
Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next episode.
make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Do all of that, please.
Like down below.
Oh
Also,
yeah,
our Instagram page at Stage Freaks.
it'll
We would
be,
very much appreciate it.
and that will probably be in the description if I remember how to work YouTube right.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. And as Jacob said, please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe.
All right. Have a good day.